Hello guys, let's look at the way to do object destructuring or destructuring assignment in JavaScript, starting from the basic syntax all the way to function parameters. Object destructuring is basically the way we can unpack items from an object. For example, what I have on the screen is a simple object. If I'm interested in some properties of that object, let's say I want to pick Sunday and Monday only, I can use this destructuring syntax where I have the curly braces and inside it are the properties of the object I want to pick. And on the right is the object of interest. Of course, if this were to be like this, we get the same result, right? I will save this and over to the console, we get Sunday and Monday. One thing to note is that the order of the item doesn't matter for object, unlike for arrays where the order matters. What that means is, for example, I can decide to pick Wednesday and Sunday, right? I'm not required, it is not compulsory for me to pick Sunday first and then Tuesday. You get the point. If I head over to the screen for Wednesday and Sunday, I get the result. The next thing I want to talk about is the rest syntax or rest parameter. So what is happening here is that I want to specifically pick Wednesday and Sunday. Then the rest of items in the object, I want to assign them to one parameter. You can name this thing anything, right? But I choose to name it rest and call it anything. What happens is that here we still have our Wednesday and Sunday. Then other items should be in this parameter. If I refresh the console, you can see Wednesday and Sunday, and then this is our rest. Another thing we can do is to assign a different names during the destructuring. For example, here I have Wednesday mapped to Wednesday, Sunday to Sunday, but we can choose to name this something else. Let's see how we can do that. Basically, all you have to do is put a colon. So this is Monday mapped to Monday, but I want to change the name to, for example, day 2. If I do console.log of day 2, I will now have Monday and Tuesday, but the name has changed to day 2. At this point, Monday is undefined because we have changed the name of that parameter. If I refresh this, I get an error saying that Monday is undefined. Now let's look at how we can assign default values to the parameters. Here I have Monday pointing to Monday like before. Then for Wednesday, I'm assigning a default value in case there's no such value here. But because we have Wednesday here, the default value will be ignored. In the case of Saturday, there's no Saturday here. So this default value, which can be a value, just a simple value like for Wednesday, or an expression or a function call. So this is just to show you that you can do a function call here. The function basically returns a string in this example. Like we have seen before, we can give a different name to the parameter. In addition to that, you can still assign a default value when you use a different name for the parameter. So that's what I've tried to show here. If I do console.log of what we have Monday, Wednesday, S, and Saturday, refresh this, you can see that we get Monday, Wednesday because it has a value here, but for Saturday, for Sunday, yeah, we still get Sunday. Sunday exists here, but for Saturday, we get Saturday, which is this function call here. So far, we have dealt with simple object that we have here. Let's look at how to handle nested object. For this, I'm going to have this person object. So far, so good, guys. Please hit the like button and subscribe or follow. Thank you as you do that. What I want to do is to pick items from the nested object. So person has address, which is an object. I want to pick, for example, the street name. First thing first, let's just look at a basic example like we have seen before. I can pick the last name and I can pick address, which are top level. They are not nested properties. If I do console.log, I will get the surname Doe and address, which is an object. Now to pick a nested object is simple. Just follow the keys, right? I have address, I have a colon, I have a curly braces, and then I have the key of the thing I am interested in. So I'll just put a colon here and then open the curly braces. Inside here, I can pick any of the properties of the address. For example, the street name. Down here, I can then do console.log of, let me replace address with street name. Save that and refresh. You can see that the surname is Doe and the street name is Main Street. Mind you that at this point, address will be undefined. So let me try to print the address. Refresh this, I get an error. Address is undefined because unlike before, now we have destructured the object, which is nested inside person object. And of course, we can take this further to the arrays that we have. So similar to what we have done for address. Because array is an object, this is how you destructure an array using the square bracket. I covered array destructuring in a different lesson, so you can take a look at that. So this is positional. The first item here refers to the first item in the array, and then the second item refers to the second item in the array. Of course, you can name it anything you want. Let me leave it at 1 and 2. If I do console.log of first name, street name, and 1 and 2, we get the result. So this is the first item in the array. This is the second item in that array. Let's take this further to function parameters. I will delete this thing here and let me have a function called save. Just imagine that it saves user or whatever. I will come here and call the function save and pass person object to it, right? So inside the function, nothing much. I'm just trying to get the first name, last name, street name, address, etc., whatever I want to pick from whatever that is passed as argument during the function call. But we can simplify this using the destructuring syntax like we have been using before. First, let me save this and go to the console. We get the output according to this line. But we can come over here. For example, let's just grab the first name and address using the destructuring syntax. Address, save that. Go over here, we get the first name and address. Basically, we can apply all the syntaxes we have learned so far. We can take this further, for example, to destructure the address. Here, not like that. I want to have it like this. So here, I am destructuring the address like we did before. Now, address will be undefined, just like before, because we have destructured the address object. But here, I will have the city and I will have the country. You notice that there's no country in this object. What we are doing is the default assignment we have seen before, that if the property doesn't exist, then assign this value to it. And of course for city, because city already exists in this in the address, ABJ will be used, which is the city over here. If I refresh this and go to the console, you can see I get the first name and I get the city and I get the country, which is the default value here. Alright guys, this wraps up most things you'll be seeing about object destructuring, but you can dive deep into the official documentations to learn more. Until next time, happy coding.